Do you think that people should be talking more about the multiple times Adesanya had Pereira out on Queer Street and had him stumbly, rocky legs, took him down, took advantage of him? Jiu-jitsu was a little off par, man. He had a couple opportunities to get both of his hooks in to get a submission, but didn't really take that route. Like, should we be talking more about that, or should the complete story be, well, Pereira knocked him out?
I mean, I am a full believer of it. Israel Adesanya was winning that fight until he wasn't. Until he caught that big left hand Larry from Pereira. I think he was winning the fight. I think that should be the narrative going into it. This was a very, very close fight where Israel Adesanya almost had the newly minted champion out and shaky, wobbly, literally sitting there Tekken mode or Mortal Kombat mode where it's like the fatality's been there spinning, wobbly on the legs, man. It was a very good fight, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the narrative, Derek. I don't think a lot of people are going to be talking about how close this fight was. They're just going to be talking about how dominant Izzy was, how this new dude ran through him, and how dominant this dude's going to be. But I don't really think that's the case, Derek. I'm with you. I think this is a Derek Brunson kind of a season, a Marvin Vettori era that's going to be coming across. And then that's kind of the similar situation in how we're seeing the titles change hands between Wei Lee, Rose, Carla, all that little triangle they got going on. I think it's going to be the same thing over here in the middleweight division. Belts changing hands a lot until the champ really comes back and solidifies who he is. But until then, man, I mean, you got to give the praises to Pereira, man. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to push back on you. I don't think this was a close fight. I mean, Izzy was up 3-1 going into the fifth round. The only way that it was close was because he had to dodge bullets a couple of different times, man, where it's like, oh, shit, man, Pereira's closing in on you. But literally, like, this was do or die. They told Pereira, hey, this is the fifth round. You need to literally go knock him out. This is one round to be a champion. It was very much Dustin Poirier, like 5 minutes for the rest of your life right here, you know? And I thought it was inspirational. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit more about when we hit more on Pereira, is like taking that initiative and saying, like, all right, I have the confidence. I've knocked him out before. Let me just walk him down, not be afraid to get knocked out in my pursuit of knocking him out. But at the end of the day, this was not a close fight. Israel Adesanya was having his way with Pereira, using his footwork, hurt him with that right hand multiple times. I just think that, once again, this is the big point. The grappling of Israel Adesanya, I know Pereira was so big in there, man, but I thought he would have been a little more polished on his grappling. Let's not forget, when he fought Brad Tavares back in the day, he Imanari rolled to try to go and heel hook him. Right? He has some jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? The big problem, you have him against the cage. Yes, Pereira's using the cage to kind of fend him off. You get one hook in, that hook keeps sliding in and out, in and out, in and out. You're never securing control. You're moving to the wrist control, ground and pound, before you're securing the actual position to, like, you know, so he doesn't shuck you off. Missed opportunities, but at the end of the day, you're right, man. Pereira won, and the story is going to be all about the knockout. But let's not forget that hidden narrative intertwined in here. So, AJ, give me this take real quick. Second kickboxing fight between these two. Israel Adesanya is up on points. Last round, Pereira knocks him out. MMA fight. Israel Adesanya, 3-1 on all three judges' scorecards, man. Up on points. Fifth round, 3 minutes left or 2 minutes left, either one. You get knocked out, right? In a rematch, how does this fight go any different?
I mean, I think the only way it goes any different, Derek, is Izzy's really got to knock him out in the beginning. Got to put it to him, just almost how he did in the first round, man. Had him shaky legs in the end of the first round. Like I said in the intro, 5 more seconds. This would have been a whole different section we're talking about. And I think that's really what he has to do. Go in, guns a-blazing, reckless, not necessarily reckless abandonment, but really put the pressure on Pereira, because once that narrative, once the fifth round hits again, once these last round hits again, and I mean, how is that not going to be on your mind, you know? Fought in 3 times, 2 of those times I was up beating this dude's ass, and in the very last round, he knocks me out twice in 2 different fights, in 2 different sports. I think you really got to avoid those last rounds as much as possible. Even if you get knocked out again, even if you lose again, it is what it is. I think we got to put the pressure to this guy, because you can't let that little bit of mental edge and that little bit of comfort he has. Because, you know, if it gets to the 5th round, those coaches are going to be telling him, like, bro, this is your round. You knocked him out twice in this round. You have to feel comfort here. Where Izzy, on the other hand, would have to feel a little bit of anxiousness going into that. I think you put it to him early. You put it to him fast. Hit hard, hit fast. I don't know. What about you, Derek? What do you think? Is there a way Izzy really shakes off this mental hurdle he's having to deal with?
Yeah, man, you just sharpen up your grappling and you actually control him when you get him on the ground, right? And when you get your cardio up, this is the thing. This is the thing that I realized. I was like, Adesanya's getting tired because he's grappling in this fight where he has all this 5-round experience, but how much grappling does he ever do in that 5 round? It's defensive grappling, if anything, keeping Marvin Vettori off your hips, but it's not trying to get this 200 and what? 20, 40 pound behemoth of a man who's fighting at 185 pounds, trying to body lock him, double unders, and take him down. I'll just tell you this. Israel Adesanya had the double unders. If he could have shucked it down to Pereira's waist, squeezed him in, broke his base, and then pulled him down, he would have had a lot more success. But who am I to say, man? Listen, I'm just blue belt jiu-jitsu, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not no world expert. This dude's jiu-jitsu is probably sharper than mine, of course. However, missed opportunities. All I'm going to say is that Alex Pereira probably took a little bit of pride from Adesanya, not from the knockout, not even from that. Bro, he took him down, dog. This is MMA. You're a kickboxer. He took him down. I'm just going to say this. I do have that prediction. Once again, middleweight title is going to be up for grabs. In the moment, an elite wrestler like a Marvin Vettori, a Robert Whittaker, a Derek Brunson, these guys get to his hips, man. You're not going anywhere. You got to survive the knockout. But and new Alex Pereira. AJ, real quick, turn me down in your monitor just a little bit, just so I could drop a little bit of that feedback. And the last thing to point on this is the stat. Alex Pereira becomes the second least experienced UFC champion of the modern era, only behind Brock Lesnar. I mean, shoot, 5th round TKO, brother. You got to love it. All right, man.